We're live. Welcome to episode 44 of the High Slot Podcast, brought to you by our producer, Mass Music Radio. I'm here today, as always, with the boys, Bob Deuce.
How are we?
Snipsky.
Yes, sir.
And myself, Andrew Coco Curry. How we doing, boys?
I've been better. Fighting a cold. Could barely talk the past couple of days. I mean, people probably hear my voice right now. But other than that, just been putting together a team that had tryouts the past couple of days. Last tryout tonight for the Block Blazers. Trying to ring chase. So been setting out contracts all day. So how about you, Vinny?
Not bad. Mass Gambling's live on the mobile app. That's nice. Dabbled in a little bit of that over the weekend. Played a little golf, with the boys too. But yeah, chilling. Nothing much.
Yeah, Bob's out here creating the next youth hockey dynasty with the Block Blazers.
Trying to.
And I'm out here just getting absolutely rinsed betting on March Madness, dude. That March Madness stinks. That's my take of the day. Why are we betting on 18, 19-year-old kids playing basketball and just losing our shirts over it? It's ridiculous.
No, dude, that's why I didn't make a bracket.
Bracket's already busted.
I didn't even make a bracket because I remember, like, Farnham, for example, was like, "Hey, you making a bracket?" And I was like, "Dude, I don't even know what the fuck's going on." I'm like, "There's no way I'll be busted in like 2 seconds." I'm like, I don't even know anything.
Dude, it's not even worth it. You might as well just make a charitable donation. You're just giving away money, honestly.
Yeah, to the Sister Jean Foundation or something. It's like, all right.
I don't like gambling basketball in just general. I just don't like it. There's too much that goes into it that, like, at the end, it's just like overs, unders. It's like 100 and ton of points, and then like you get the under and the guy gets fouled at the end. It's just a lot of shenanigans in basketball. I just hate it.
Oh, and that San Diego State game was like fixed 100%. Like, you can't change my mind.
Foul? That was all ball.
Yeah, that was all ball, and they didn't even touch him, dude. That was insane. After I just turned off the TV after that, I was like, word. I'm like that because I wanted Charleston to win. I always root for the underdog because it'd be sick, but they just bailed out San Diego. That was nuts.
Go for my bracket.
I'm like 0 for 5 on my bracket already. Thing's done. I already ripped it up, threw it in the fire. So
yeah, and then Princeton just beat Arizona too by 4. Yeah, I have them on the Sweet 16.
Oh, fuck. You're going to make my bracket bust?
Nah, once you get like a team that was in the Final Four gone or national championship, that's when you're like, oh, fuck. You're going to make my bracket bust.
Oh, yeah. You make my bracket bust.
All done. Sayonara.
No, March Madness is a good time. I'm just being a sourpuss about it because I've lost like every team I've picked. So whatever. You win some, you lose some. We're here to talk about hockey tonight. We actually have a loaded episode for all you beauties out there. We're going to start with the little Mass High School Hockey Roundup and recap the results from the Elite Eight and Frozen Four, as well as give you a sneak peek of the state finals matchups for this Sunday at the TD Garden. Then we'll get into a little Bruins banter, discuss the hometown Boston Bruins performance as of late, and then we'll finish up with our weekly NHL Gambling Corner. What do you think, boys? Boys ready to go? I'm ready to go. Are you?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. So we had some dramatic results last week from the MIAA Boys Hockey State Tournament in the Elite Eight and Frozen Four rounds. Let's recap these matchups and find out who's going to be playing for a state championship at the TD Garden on Sunday. We'll start with Division I. In the Elite Eight round, we had number 2 CM and number 7 Xaverian. Catholic Conference rivals CM and Xaverian met for the third time this season. CM had won the first 2 meetings, but were unable to get it done a third time as the Hawks rode a 43-save performance from Cole Pouliot-Porter to hang on for a 2-1 win and a berth in the semifinals. So, boys, we've officially bowed out of the D1 wagon race here. Our wagons have fallen apart.
Yeah, D1, it wasn't our year.
I mean, it's kind of hard to beat a team a third time, and Xaverian's a really good school, so it makes sense, you know what I mean? Like, that just made sense. Like, CM won the first 2 meetings, and then third meetings, like the rubber matches in the, well, not the rubber match, but the third meetings in the playoffs, and it's definitely hard to beat a team 3 times, especially in the playoffs.
Yeah, motivated.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, CM looked like a pretty strong wagon all year long, held down like the 1 and 2 spot for pretty much the whole season. But Zavarian, man, this team was slept on. I slept on them. I think a lot of people did. You got to give credit to the goalie here, Cole Pouliot Porter. I guess they call him Goaltender. Nasty nickname.
That's unreal.
43 save performance to give the boys a berth in the semifinals. I mean, that's a hell of a performance. I think they've been kind of riding him and been getting some clutch goals at opportune times. So, yeah, Zavarian, rightfully so, moving on to the Frozen Four. All right, let's recap another matchup in the Elite Eight. We had a couple Cinderellas, number 14 Reading and number 11 Braintree. And it was Reading who kept its magical run going. They edged Braintree 1-0 for the Rockets' second straight postseason shutout. In fact, Reading's 3 postseason wins have come against opponents, Woburn, Hingham, and Braintree, that all beat the Rockets only a month ago in February. So a little revenge for them, not once, not twice, but 3 times. The only goal of this game came $1.50 into the third period by junior Matt Ficera. It was assisted by Lars Giardina and Mark Boyle. Junior netminder Chris Hannafin had 20 saves for the shutty. So, boys, the Rockets, Cinderella story, they're moving on to the Frozen
Red Rockets.
What do you think?
Yeah, the Red Rockets, baby. Dude, that must have been an absolute grit fest. 1-0 game. I mean, yeah, 1-0 game, and it was 0-0 all game until a minute 50 left. That must have been an absolute grind of a game.
Yeah, Snipsky, what do you think about this one?
Who, Reading, Braintree? Oh, yeah, absolute grind fest, like Bob said. Crazy. The goaltender in that game, elite.
Lights out.
Elite.
Goals were hard to come by, and I just love the fact, this story that Reading has created, number 14 seed, making this run and beating 3 opponents that just beat them. That's having short-term memory, because you can walk into those games being like, yeah, this team might have our number, but that wasn't the case at all. They came out thirsty, hungry for blood, and they got some revenge three separate times, beating some pretty top-tier teams. I know Hingham, they were like number 3, and Braintree's no slouches either. We've been talking about the Womps and how Braintree's just a hockey city.
They took that personally.
Yeah, literally, yeah. Reading had a little chip on their shoulder, and yeah, they got it done. They're heading to the Final Four. We got one more game here. We're going to recap for the Elite Eight. It was number 4 Pope Francis and number 5 Marshfield. Pope Francis scored in the first minute and led 3-0 early on and held on for a 3-2 win over number 5 Marshfield. Mossy Kearney scored early on to put the Cardinals up 1-0. And before the opening stanza would end, Ryan O'Leary and Nick Petkovich both found the back of the net to give Pope Francis an early 3-0 lead. Tommy Carroll cut the margin to 3-1 after the end of 2, and Cam McGettrick scored on the power play with just 6 minutes to go, but the Rams couldn't get the equalizer. Pope Francis held on, and it was the end of the road for our guy Quackenbush.
I mean, hats off to the Quack attack, man. He did what he could, man. Like we said, it's pretty tough to have a shutout the whole entire playoff. Hats off to Marshfield and Quackenbush. And, being down 3-0, dude, is so tough to come back from, especially in a playoff game. So the fact they even cut it within 1, I'm sure it was an absolute barn burn at the end. And, Pope Francis, they're always in the mix. So I'm not really surprised that they made the run that they're doing right now.
Snipsky, what do you think about our guy, Quackenbush and Marshfield?
Yeah, it's sad to see Quackenbush was on a real run, but eventually the team was going to put one past him. But the boys battled back. Good to see, but Pope Francis moves on.
Yeah, I guess we should have gave Pope Francis a little more respect. Bob, you're right. This team has always been in it. We just don't talk about them because they're out in Springfield. They're not really too local. So I guess it's a team we kind of just, glazed over, didn't really pay too much attention to. But they're a solid team. And Bob, I think you mentioned it last podcast. You're like, yeah, Quackenbush, he's looked great, 2 straight shutties. But, once you let in 1, it kind of gets in your head. And he let in 3 early, and I think this game could have got real ugly. But I think he dialed it in, gave his team a chance to, at least come back in the second and third. But, yeah, unfortunately for Marshfield, just not enough time to come back, and they fall just short. But, I think this Marshfield team's going to be back next year. I think they're going to be out for revenge.
Dragons.
All right, that was our Elite Eight. Let's quickly recap the Frozen Four. We talked about some of these teams already. We had St. John's Prep, who was number 1, taking on number 4 Pope Francis. And then we had a couple higher seeds, Zavarian at number 7 and Reading at number 14. Let's see how these games panned out. So goals were certainly at a premium in Sunday's MIAA Boys Division I semifinals at Songus Arena. In fact, there were only 2 combined goals scored in both games, a pair of 1-0 results. In the opener, it was number 4 Pope Francis denying the top seed St. John Prep bid for a repeat title with a 1-0 win thanks to Nick Pekovic's game-winning goal with 8:47 left to play in the third. Nick Ritchie was stellar in net for Pope Francis, and he posted the shutout. So, yeah, down goes the top dog SJP. Pope Francis is going to the Garden.
Yeah, I think Quackenbush might have rubbed off on the Pope Francis goalie.
Yeah, I mean, when you're in a goalie battle like that, I feel like it makes, the opposing goalie just, more motivated. He sees a guy down the other end just making insane saves. He's like, yeah, I'm doing the same thing. I'm locking in, giving my team a chance to win. So, yeah, Nick Ritchie, Shutsky to send his team to the Garden. It's pretty special.
Yeah, he took the special stuff from him, like Space Jam.
Yeah, it's like the basketball of all the powers.
Yeah.
In our nightcap of our Frozen Four for Division I, it was a chess match between Zavarian and Reading, who went scoreless after 3. This one headed to overtime before playoff Joe, Zavarian senior Joe DiMartino, whistled home a wrister with 3:13 in extra time to end it and send Zavarian to the state championship after losing in the semifinals last year. So it's going to be Zavarian Pope Francis Sunday at the Garden. Puck drop will be at 1 p.m. How about this kid, Joe DiMartino, playoff Joe?
Is he really like that? Is he like that? Like, is that why they call him that?
He is, yeah. They were chanting it. They were chanting playoff Joe during the game, and kid comes in. I saw the highlight on Hockey Night in Boston, shared it on our story. Comes in, just picks top left, nasty.
Oh, yeah, I did see that goal.
Section. Oh, it was unreal.
Yeah, that was sick. Yeah. That's nasty.
Zavarian's got some clutch performers on their team. Playoff Joe being one of them.
That's unbelievable. Playoff Joe. Shout out Playoff Joe, dude. That's unreal.
Yeah, that's a sick name.
Goaltender with a shutty.
Yeah, dude. This championship game is gonna be nuts.
Yeah, what do we think? Zavarian, Pope Francis. We got any predictions, boys? I know we don't really have a horse in this race, but what do we think?
I might have to go with Playoff Joe, dude.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So I go with the X. Take the under.
I think. Yeah, X gonna give it to you. I'm riding with Zavarian too. They were close to the state finals last year, lost in the semis to St. John's Prep. And I think they're out for revenge. I think that they're not going to let the opportunity slip by them this time. Pope Francis, though, is a great team as well. This is going to be an unreal matchup, and I'm really looking forward to it. 1 p.m. at the Garden on Sunday. So, yeah, we'll see. It's going to be a battle.
Playoff Joe.
Playoff Joe we'll see if Playoff Joe can live up to the name and goaltender.
Oh, it's so nasty.
All right, let's move on to D2. Starting off with the Elite Eight, we had Canton and Newburyport. Number 3, Canton blanked Newburyport 2-0 behind a stellar shutout from sophomore Colin Davis. It was Colin Blake and Jeff Chappett both scoring for the Bulldogs, who now await an exciting matchup with Duxbury in the Frozen Four. And something's going to have to give, as neither team has allowed a goal yet in the postseason. So, Snipsky, I know we were on Canton before the playoffs started. How are we feeling about them Bulldogs?
Feeling great. Playing steady. No goals, just capitalizing on the opportunities. They got to carry it over, though, if they want to win it.
Yeah, I mean, they're not the flashiest team. I know, all 3 games they played have been, pretty close, but not letting in any goals, you can't lose.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's a good strategy. Pack the barn, get some bodies out in front. Don't let up many shots. That's a good recipe for
clear out.
We'll move on here to Silver Lake in Walpole, Bob's Boys, the Lake Show. Unfortunately for them, their season has come to an end as Walpole pulled off the overtime thriller, beating Silver Lake 2-1. It was Jason Finkelstein who scored the game winner with $1:40 left in the first overtime with a wrist shot in the far corner. defenseman Matt Banchuli even the score at one late in the third. Brandon Kavicki scored the lone goal for the Lakers. The Timberwolves from Walpole now square up with Hopkinton in the semifinal. So, Bob, I feel bad for these kids, but what's your thought? Your pick was Silver Lake before the postseason.
Yeah, the Lake Show. Yeah, if you're out there listening right now, great season. A lot of people counting you out. I didn't. I stayed on the track with you guys. I believed in you guys from day one. But I mean, it seems like you have a young team and everything, so hop on the bandwagon for next year. But you know Dinkelberg, like Dinkelberg, like that stuff from Family Odd Parents. Finkelstein. Fucking Finkelstein. But I digress. But again, great showing for the boys. I mean, the whole South Shore is behind you guys. It just sucks. It just inches away. I'm sure there's probably a couple bounces that could have went your way. But yeah, dude, that reel that kid made for me and Coco about the Lake Show.
That was sick.
Unbelievable. Dude, like Vinny was like, me and Vinny were having dinner at my parents, and then Vinny's like, yo, did you see this shit, dude? I'm like, what? And he's like, yo, like whatever. He showed me. I'm like, yo, that's unbelievable. Whatever. And I text you right away. I'm like, yo, Coco, look on our Instagram right now. Like, nuts.
Yeah, that was pretty special. They had a little highlight reel, and the background was just the boys talking about the Lake Show on the pod. So big shout out to the Lakers. They've been supporting us all season. And we've returned the favor. We were big on the Lake Show all year. I was devastated, honestly. I was like refreshing my phone, looking for an update on the Silver Lake Walpole game. It was a tilt back and forth, and it's in overtime. I was like, oh, looking like this is going to go to double OT. And then I see the update, Walpole 2-1 final. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Was just laying in bed, like, just put my phone on the charger, rolled over, and was just fine.
yeah, dude. I was in a McDonald's drive-through, dude, and they're like, and I was ordering, and I was like, yeah, Big Mac meal, and they're like, and I just saw Lake Show lost 2-1. I was like, yeah, can I get a whiskey and a handgun with that too, please? A McFlurry. just put me to bed, dude.
I was like, can I get a box of tissues too?
It was tough. I mean, I took the loss pretty hard. I'm being dead serious. I took the loss hard for Silver Lake, and I can only imagine how they felt. But heads up, boys. Heads up, Lake Show. You made us all proud, and seniors. Hats off to you guys and those underclassmen. Just remember that feeling. Remember how bad that feels, and come back next year with a vengeance. And let's get it done next year, because we'll be right back on the Lake Show bandwagon next year. That's for sure.
Do it for the boys that couldn't.
Exactly. One more game we want to recap for the Elite Eight here. It was Hopkinton and Norwood, and it was the rubber match for Hopkinton and Norwood, who split their regular season series. But this time, the Hillers came out on top 5-3. Pavitt Mera scored the winning goal with $1:20 left in regulation to send the Hillers to the Final Four. Joe Carrazza followed up with an empty net goal. Carrazza had scored earlier in the game as well, and Dylan Manser also had a pair of goals. Norwell actually rallied to tie this one at 3 after falling behind by a couple goals by Sean Dittmeyer, Michael Moynihan, and TJ Martin. But yeah, the Hillers heading to the Final Four. A couple teams we really haven't talked about, boy, but what do we think of this one?
I mean, Norwood was an absolute Cinderella. So
yeah, weren't they like 18 seed or something?
Yeah, they were high. So I mean, it seems like they played a good game against Hopkinton. Hopkinton is I think they're like a low key team that no one really like talks about or really knows about. But yeah, like they must be out in like the way North Shore, I'm assuming, right? But yeah, like moving on to the Final Four. So what's your thoughts on that, Vinny?
No fight in the Norwood squad. Love to see that, but seems like they just didn't play well enough in the beginning of the game and fell behind too early. But yeah, like you said, they're a high seed fighting. That's good. Good to see. Maybe we'll see them again next year.
Yeah, I don't think anyone expected Norwood to be in this position. So I'd say it's a success for them, making a run like that, getting a couple wins in the tourney. It's always something to feel good about. All right, let's recap our 2 Frozen Four matchups. We had a couple South Shore cities going at it. It was Canton and Duxbury, and it's number 3 Canton who's heading back to the TD Garden for the 4th straight time. with an impressive win over number 2 Duxbury in the semifinals matchup. They had 3 third-period goals that led the Bulldogs to a 3-1 win. After a scoreless first period where both goalies were on, the Dragons actually struck first with under 5 minutes to go, and the second with a goal by Wick Ross, his first of the season. And then the Bulldogs pulled out all the stops in the third period, scored 3 unanswered to earn their spot back in the finals. Jeff Chappett, we've been talking about him a lot, keep seeing his name. He scored again a minute into the third to tie the game up at 1 on the Canton power play. And then it was senior captain A.J. Thomas coming in the clutch for his team, who netted the game winner late in the third. And he actually had an empty netter to seal it with 13 seconds left. So, Snipsky, our boys are heading to the Garden. Let's go.
Yes, sir.
Wick Ross, huh?
Love it.
What a fucking
Not
name,
Rick Ross,
dude.
Wick Ross.
Dude, he's honestly up there with Quackenbush. That's an unbelievable name.
I love it. Yeah.
Listen, Sir Rick Ross.
Never seen that name before.
No, but I mean,
Real
dude,
Wick Ross.
Canton's such a fucking wagon, dude. 4 straight year. That's crazy.
Honestly, I did not know about that stat at all, and if I did, I probably wouldn't have picked Canton because I feel like that's a little chalky, I guess, picking a team who's been there now 4 straight times. But hey, I'm glad I picked the Bulldogs because they're going to the Garden with a chance to take home their 3rd state championship in 4 years.
Yeah, I'm surrounded by a bunch of Joe Publics right now.
Brewing in Canton. There's a dynasty brewing in Canton.
Fucking Joe Publics.
It's working.
Our last Frozen Four matchup here was Walpole versus Hopkinton, and Hopkinton is state finals bound after an impressive showing against Walpole on Sunday night at Loring Arena. After going down 1-0 early in the first, the number 8 seeded Hillers scored 5 unanswered goals to defeat the Timberwolves 5-1. The star of the show was senior captain Pavitt Mera, who put on an absolute clinic in the second period, scoring 4 goals in an 11-minute span to lead his team to victory.
Jeez.
He included both a shorthanded goal and a power play strike. He now has 39 goals on the season.
Oh, sheesh.
After Grady Murphy staked Walpole to a 1-0 lead in the first, Hopkinton freshman Cam McPherson tied it up for the Hillers. And then, Pavitt Mara just did the rest with 4 unanswered. Jack Lang was also outstanding in net for the Hillers. So, boys, Hopkinton might be a wagon. If they got Pavitt Mara here with 39 goals.
This kid,
You
Pavitt
should check
Mara.
the stat sheet.
Yeah, dude, Pavitt Mara. This kid, was he the Connor Bedard of MIA hockey?
Sounds like
Dude,
it.
that's fucking nuts. He had 4 goals. He had a shorty and a power play goal too, and I'm assuming probably 2 regular
Even
5-on-5.
strength. That's unbelievable.
Dude, that's literally like insane. And in a Frozen Four, Final Four, like that's literally incredible.
Yeah, natural hat trick and then some.
Dude, those Walpole kids probably wanted to knock his head clean off. Cause like, dude, I couldn't. I remember like we've been in those situations in high school where like we get scored on by a kid, he got a hat trick or something like that, and then knocks you out, and you just want to kill the kid. You know what I mean? You're like, damn, this kid has 2 or 3 against us. Like he's the reason why we're losing. You go out there like, but like shout out to him, dude. That's honestly unbelievable.
Yeah, that's an unreal performance, a night he's never gonna forget. Unless they win the state championship, that will be his top moment. But it's gonna be Hopkinton and Canton squaring off for the MIAA Division II state finals Sunday at the TD Garden, 11 a.m. So Bulldogs, we'll see you boys there.
Yeah, Vinny, lay off the piss so we can make it on time.
Might have to pull out some Canton green to rep the boys.
Yeah, we got to. I mean, I gotta rep a couple colors.
Canton, another team, been supporting the pod big time too. So shout out to them. A little high slot bump. Well deserved.
Yeah, I might have to bring like 3 sets of colors, dude. I gotta wear like blue, light blue, green. I might have to like the change every single like. I set it up to like where I just take off my shirt.
I was thinking about that, dude. Just bringing a backpack with like different outfits for each game.
Yeah, that'd be fucking funny, dude. It's like after like the can game, we just take off our shirt, and it's like a Situate shirt, and then we take off the next one. It's like fucking Sandwich and Norwell.
Yeah, we got a dog in every game besides Division I.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll be pulling for our boys. All right, why don't we move on to D3, starting off with the Elite 8. Bob had Scituate. His Scituate Sailors faced off against Essex Tech. And Scituate is earning a trip to the Final Four. They had a 4-2 win against Essex Tech. Timmy Locchiato, Dylan Richmond, James Sullivan, and Tegan Pratt all scored for the Sailors. So, Bob, how you feeling about your Scituate Sailors heading into the Frozen Four?
Dude, honestly, they're a wagon. From what I've seen, like the highlights and everything from Hockey Night in Boston, like they play the game like just so like the way you should play the hockey. They're good in all three zones. They're very physical with the puck. Like they bump bodies off pucks and just go the other way with it or whatever. It's crazy. So I'm not too worried about Scituate. I think they're gonna capture it this year.
Yeah, I mean, I know you've been keeping a close eye on your Sailors. I know you've been telling us a lot about them, and from what you've been saying, they sound like they're a problem. Oh
yeah, they're ready.
Let's find out who Scituate will face off against in the Frozen Four. They'll play the winner of Watertown and Nauset, and it's Watertown who's going to be advancing to the semifinals with an exciting 3-2 win against Nauset. Marcio Souza scored the game-winning goal with 5 seconds left to play. James Erickson and Anthony Venezia also scored for the Raiders. Cam Connery and Logan Poulin scored for Nauset. Boys, I don't know if you saw the highlight of this goal, the game winner. I don't know who the Nauset defenseman is. I don't want to put him on the spot, but I don't know how he lives this down. Puck bounces out to the point. He whiff skis on it. Kid from Watertown just picks his pocket, goes the other way, 5 seconds left, buries, says, we're going to the Frozen Four. See you later.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable.
That's tough, dude.
Tough moment. Tough for Nauset. That's real tough.
It was at Nauset, too. I'm pretty sure it was a home game for Nauset, too. That's so tough.
Oh, man. Yeah, I watched that highlight, and I was pumped because I'm on the Watertown pin wagon. At the same time, I'm just like, oh, man, like, how do you watch that over again if you're that defenseman, man?
Yeah, tough.
Yeah, just a moment to learn from, I guess. You got to put in the rearview and move on. But, yes, Watertown facing off against Scituate. Before we recap that game, I want to quickly recap Neshoba and Medfield. A couple teams have really been given much airtime. Neshoba Regional earned its spot in the semifinals with a 1-0 win against 3-seed Medfield. It was Joey Quinn who scored the only goal of the game for the Wolves in the third period. Boys, what do we think about Neshoba? Haven't talked about them at all.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, is that another high seed? I think they were.
I think they're like 8 or 10. Yeah, they're up. They might be double digits.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I mean, Medfield's a great hockey school too. So like that, like them, like beating them out's pretty impressive.
Yeah, grinding.
Yeah, I think Medfield might have already penciled their names in for the Frozen Four when they saw this matchup. But Neshoba, man, not a team to sleep on, apparently. We'll find out how they prevailed in the Frozen Four, where we had Neshoba and Triton and Scituate and Watertown. It was me and Bob going toe-to-toe in this one with our picks.
I'm sweating that one.
We'll start off with Neshoba Triton. Neshoba is earning a spot in the title game with a 4-1 win against Triton Regional on Sunday at the Songus Arena. Ryan May and Dylan Lowe got the Wolves going early on with goals in the first. Joey Quinn's goal expanded the margin to 3-0 in the second. Triton did turn on the pressure in the third period, got one back with a goal from Mason Colby, but Lowe again iced it with an empty netter, sending Neshoba Wolfpack to the Garden. So, yeah, guess Neshoba really wasn't a team to sleep on because they're heading to the Garden for the state championship. You think Triton just downplayed Neshoba? I think a lot of teams have been doing this.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, we never really talked about them at all in this division. So, yeah, they must have been a dark horse that we didn't even know about.
Yeah, and Triton was a top 10 team, right, all year?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, they were up there, and honestly, by the colors on their jerseys, I saw Triton, and I'm like, oh, Triton's got this. They had like the Maine Black Bear jerseys going. I was like, those things are sweet, little navy. Yeah,
there's like blue. Maine Black Bear color scheme, right?
Man, they're just a wagon. So let's highlight the other Division III semifinals. It was Scituate. Bob got the best of me. Scituate defeated Watertown 4-2 in a hard-fought game at Gallo Arena. Johnny Donahue's second goal of the night came with just 2:54 to play, snapping a 2-2 tie. Tegan Pratt then added an empty netter with 16 seconds left to seal it for the Sailors. Donahue's first goal and one from Peter Capadonna staked Situate to a 2-0 lead after the first. The Raiders, who were D4 finalists last year, came back, evened up the score. Jack Dickey's second period strike and Vinny Wolf's third period goal. Anthony Venezia assisted on both of those Watertown goals. But like we said, Situate is the one moving on. So we're going to have a Situate Neshoba regional finals for Division III at the TD Garden on Sunday at 5:30. So Bob, you picked the right horse in this one. How you feeling about their state championship matchup with Neshoba?
I feel good. Like I said, I mean, they beat Watertown, and that's honestly nuts. I didn't know Watertown was a D4 finalist last year, and they moved up to D3 and made it to the Final Four, like, in that regard, too. So watch out for Watertown, dude. They're just getting better every year, it seems like. But, yeah, Situate, moving on, baby. I want that ring. I'll wait for that ring in the mail.
Yeah, the way Bob's talking about Situate, it sounds like they got this one. If Neshoba's not as good as everyone thinks.
Yeah, watch out for the Sailors.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like it's Situate's game to lose, but kind of like what we've seen, a similar pattern with Neshoba. Teams just, not taking them, they're taking them very lightly, I guess. So, yeah, they got to be ready to go because I think Neshoba's going to give them all they got. And, yeah, give Watertown credit. I did pick them kind of solely based on that they were the Raiders, and I love that. But I did remember them from last year in the D4 tournament and that they were making noise when I was coaching with Norwell, and we were both in the semifinals. I was kind of pulling for Watertown. Well, we've played with a couple Watertown alumni in the past.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't know they moved up to D3, and the fact they made another run to the semifinals in a division above is impressive. So yeah, hats off to Watertown for their run this year. All right, lastly, let's recap Division 4, starting off with the Elite 8. It was Norwell and Martha's Vineyard, and Norwell continued its incredible run with a 5-0 shutout over Martha's Vineyard. Timmy Ward scored a pair of goals for the Clippers, who also got goals from Austin Shea, Nolan Petroselli, and Joe Perniola. Martha's Vineyard fought hard as this game was scoreless until late in the second, and only 1-0 entering the final period. They have one more stop before they have to get to the finals, but it's going to be tough as Norwell's going to face off against a tough Grafton team first. So Norwell moving on to the Final Four. The Clippers. I mean, familiar spot for Norwell. Been here before, but they got to win the big one. They got to win the big one to get to the Garden. Haven't been there before, so yeah, they have their hands cut out for them against Grafton. We'll see how they prevailed in that one in just a little bit. Couple other Elite 8 matchups. We had Nantucket blanked Amesbury 2-0, advancing to the D4 semifinals for the first time in school history, reaching the Final Four. Ryan Davis gave the Whalers the only goal they would need early in the second. Braden Knapp added an empty netter with 1.4 seconds left. Little puck line Jesus. And Griffin Starr was impressive at net with the shutout. So Nantucket, first Final Four in school history. It's impressive.
Dude, honestly, that's hilarious. Like, you say puck line Jesus, someone probably did put money on that. They're like, I need puck line. Come on. Probably went nuts on that puck line.
1.4 seconds left.
Dude, the bookie was probably pissed. He's like, fuck.
Yeah, he's like, what the fuck's Nantucket hockey?
Yeah, he's like, I'm not honoring that.
And then our final Elite 8 matchup was Sandwich and Dennis Yarmouth. Couple of the Cape Towns battling it out. And it was Sandwich who defeated DY 4-1 to move on to the semifinals. Well, they'll face another familiar foe in Nantucket. Chris Cardillo, Avery Richardson, Harley Ellis, and Colin MacGyver all scored for the Knights. All right, let's recap our Frozen Four. We had Sandwich Nantucket and Norwell Grafton. We'll find out who's heading to the D4 state finals. It's always tough to beat a team 3 times a season, but the defending MIAA D4 state champions are heading back to the Garden. Sandwich shut out league foe Nantucket 3-0 to earn a spot in the final in hopes of going back-to-back. It was senior captain Colin MacGyver who played the hero as he netted all 3 goals for the Blue Knights. Also reached the 50-point mark this season and joined the 100-point club. He would score the only goal Sandwich would need with a rocket from the right point in the first period. Mitchell, I butchered his name last time. I'll probably butcher it again. Norkevicius was solid in net with 16 saves. So, Bob, your Sandwich boys are heading back to the Garden.
Colin McIver, have a fucking night, bud. Let's go. You got to carry that over for the ship. I love that.
Looks like Sandwich played like unreal D. Only 16 shots on net. Or 16 saves for the goalie.
It'd be 16 shots on net because they blanked them.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that's going to win you a lot of games. Limited teams to only 16 shots in a game. That's impressive. And man, this Colin McIver kid is having himself a hell of a year. 50 points this year and reaching the 100-point club.
All he's missing is that ring. He needs another ring. That's what he needs.
Needs one for the pinky.
Yeah.
All right, let's see who Sandwich will be defending their state title against, where it was Norwell and Grafton, and it's number 1 Norwell, who's going to be heading to the TD Garden for the first time in program history after a 5-1 win over Grafton in the semifinals on Sunday night at Loring Arena. This game was tougher, though, than it would indicate. Timmy Ward had 2 goals for the Clippers in the win. Austin Shea, Quinn Simmons, and Matt Cerruti each netted 1 apiece, and goalie Sean Donovan was outstanding in net. Ward's first goal of the night, and Cerruti put Norwell in front 2-0 after the first. Ward's set made it a 3-0 game in the second before the Gators, who finished at 22-3, got on the board with a goal from senior Keegan Gilmore. Quinn Simmons and Austin Shea put the game out of reach for Norwell in the third period. So Norwell heading to the Garden, first time in program history. They finally got over the hump, and now it's time to take it home, baby.
Yes, sir. Let's go Clippers.
Yeah, there's a lot riding on this game, boys. So let's see who comes out on top.
I'll tell you this: if Sandwich wins, Bob's not making it out of the Garden alive.
Yeah, probably not. I mean, hey, also like I'm not like 100% against Norwell, but I know Norwell had some choice words for me. But I want to see success. I mean, at the end of the day, if I'm right, I'm right, and if I'm wrong, so be it. I just want to see some good hockey on Sunday.
Hey, I mean, maybe we'll be here next week, Bob, saying that, you were the sole reason behind Norwell's state championship when you lit a fire under their ass.
Yeah, I mean, someone needs to do it.
Bob's tweaking Norwell, reverse psychology.
Yeah, I take I go behind everyone's back. I just take Norwell money line. Don't tell anyone about it.
Yeah, he hedges his bet.
Yeah.
But yeah, if for some reason Norwell doesn't win this one, between me, Snipsky, and the Norwell faithful, Bob is going to leave the TD Garden in a body bag.
Hey, I'll be the sacrificial lamb. Fuck it.
You might just have to watch this game up in the rafters, and me and Snipsky will be down on the glass. Like, you might just have to get away from us.
Yeah, right.
We can't be seen with you, dude, around the Norwell faithful.
Yeah, no, dude. Like, I know those kids would see me with you guys and just be wicked pissed, and they'd be off their game.
Yeah, there's just like you go see the Norwell bus. There's just like a picture of Bob's hair, like an X on it.
Yeah,
like all
Bob's head
done.
on a stake.
Yeah, there's like a dart through his head.
I love it, dude. All publicity is good publicity, right?
Yeah, but Norwell stands at an impressive 24-1 this year, hoping to finish off the job as they'll take on the defending D4 champs in number 2 Sandwich Sunday at the TD Garden, 3 p.m. The two teams did meet way back in the first game of the regular season, where the Norwell Clippers won 4-1. This is just like the perfect storyline. I mean, Norwell gets eliminated last year in the semis in double OT by Sandwich. They come back with a 24-1 season. They get to the Garden, and who are they facing? None other than Sandwich, the same team who crushed our dreams last year. So this is going to be a good one. This might be the game of the night on Sunday. I think all eyes are going to be on Norwell and Sandwich.
Yeah, I heard.
Even though it's Division 4, I think all eyes are on this game.
Yeah, I was talking to Jeremy Jacobs. He said just because how like crazy this game's going to be, they're opening up the liquor concession stands. All the liquor's going to be like flowing. They're like, oh yeah, Norwell Sandwich. I'll open up the beer stands.
Yeah, the marquee matchup.
Yeah. He's like I don't give a fuck about the other games. I know Norwell and Sandwich is gonna sell a lot of tickets, so I'm gonna open up the booze.
Yeah, but to the Norwell boys who are listening, hell of a run it's been, but let's finish the job. Job not done. Revenge tour. Let's cap it off with a state title. We need it. Bring it home to Norwell.
Shit, I get off the pot, boys.
We'll have a day with the state championship plaque at Norwell Middle School when they win. It's just my day. I just have it in my classroom.
Yeah, you put Fran in it. Whatever. She's like taking a nap on it.
I know the whole town of Norwell is going to be there. It's going to be a good one. All right. So we got 4 state championship games on Sunday at the Garden starting at 11 a.m. The boys are going to be there, boots on the ground, cheering on some of our bandwagons, and I'm excited. We haven't seen any of these teams in action yet. So yeah, we're going to be there live. Hopefully, see some of the fans. We'll be there repping the high slot gear, and yeah, just looking forward to some good hockey. Just got to keep Snicky off the piss. That's all.
Yeah.
Go walk.
Yeah, we make sure Vinny's got to set like 7 alarms. And then make sure he's up and at him.
Yeah, I might pull up in a police cruiser.
On his door.
Yeah, right.
Police escort.
Yeah, I might pull up in a cruiser from the night before. Got bailed out of jail.
Wearing a Norwell jersey.
It's been a hell of a season in Mass High School hockey. This is our second to last recap. We'll be coming back next week with our state championship results. Yeah, hopefully it's our Canton boys, our Norwell boys, and our Scituate boys taking it home. That'd be something. If we had three bandwagon teams taking home state titles, make us look pretty decent.
Yeah, that'd be nasty.
Was that good? Hey, you forgot to mention sandwich, by the way.
Who?
Nah, we're not really.
Noel's going to go there and eat a turkey sandwich.
That word's out of my vocabulary from now until end of the third period on Sunday.
Not eating any sandwiches until after Sunday.
Only salads.
No,
only salads.
Only hoagies.
Yeah, you call them hoagies. You don't even call them salads.
I have a sub.
It's like, hey, Andrew, you want a sandwich? You mean a hoagie? Yeah, I'll have a hoagie.
What's a sandwich? I don't know that.
Never heard of that before.
Never heard of it. All right, why don't we move on here to a little Bruins banter? So since the last episode, the Bruins became the first team this season to clinch a playoff spot, but have gone just 1-3. They split a home and away series with the Red Wings, and then were handed a pair of losses by the Oilers and Blackhawks. Boys, I got it right here. Is it time they slam the panic button?
No.
You tell me. You tell me.
No, there's no way. I mean, as much as I want to say press the panic button, but I think they're just in cruise control. I think they're literally just like, all they're doing is just like kind of resting. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Because, dude, we've been so dominant all year, and like now it's like going towards the end of the season. And like, yeah, Taylor Hall go down with an injury and all that. You know what I mean? Foligno was hurt. So, I mean, there's a lot of depth on the chart, but at the same time, man, just take your time, roll into the playoffs healthy, and then just turn it back on again. You know what I mean?
So what I see with this Bruins team is a lot like disinterested when they show up to play like teams like the Blackhawks, the Red Wings twice. Like they're going in there like, oh yeah, we'll probably win. You know, like they're not must-win games. I mean, like I could see like the Oilers game, they played a lot better in that game. They knew like they had to show up for that one because that's a team that who knows you see in the Cup. But I mean, like they're missing guys like Hall and like Foligno that definitely like fit way better than some of the guys that are acclimating to the like new lineups like Bertuzzi, Hathaway. Like those guys are just settling in still. Orlov, their power play is like the worst thing I've ever seen. Like that's the most. I'm not like really like I'm cool about everything else like defense. Like their defense got to wake up. Their goaltending, that stuff's gonna dip a little bit. But the power play that's got to be there. They got all the talent in the world should have the best power play in the league. But it seems like they just can't get out of their own way. They just won't dump the puck in. They try to carry it in all the time instead of just making the easy play, dump and chase, and then gain possession of the puck and hold it in their zone, in the opponent's zone. But it's like, seems like it's not working. I don't know what's going on, but yeah, that's pretty much what my only complaint is.
What do you think, Coco?
I'm concerned. I'm really concerned. My finger's on the panic button. I'm not hitting it yet, but it's close. I mean, they could have easily gone 0-4 in this stretch. They barely beat the Red Wings at home. They had to come from behind. They were down like 3-0, 2-0 early on. And I think you're right. They're just putting in the cruise control, but now's not the time for that. Playoffs are right around the corner. And all of a sudden this isn't the Bruins team that we've seen all year long. I mean, you can't just pack it in for the rest of the regular season, even though you've clinched a playoff spot and probably have clinched the number 1 seed, but you can't just do that and then expect to just flip a switch in the playoffs and be like, all right, we're ready to go. Because the major concerns for me, defense and goaltending hasn't been great. And that's including Ullmark. He got shelled the other night, 6 goals.
From the Blackhawks.
Pretty lackluster. Offense has been pretty lackluster. I know we're missing some guys, but they might not be back, and that's the sad truth. The brutal reality is we might not see those guys in the playoffs. And even if we do, they might not be 100%. And the thing kind of standing out to me, Snipsky, you said it, the power play blows. It's awful. They're like 5 for the last 60 on the power play. That's terrible. You need a good power play in the playoffs. You need to be able to score at opportune times, take advantage of those, power play opportunities. And to have Marchand, Pasternak, Bergie, Krejci, McAvoy, Orlov, whoever's at 5 in the power play, and it's that bad, there's no excuse for that. So I don't know what's going on. Hopefully it's just a rough stretch and we finish the rest of the regular season strong. But yeah, right now I don't like what I'm seeing at all. Losing to teams like the Blackhawks pretty convincingly. That was tough.
So the thing is about the power play, when we won in 2011, we had by far the worst power play in the whole entire playoff.
It was bad.
So
yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying we're gonna win the Stanley Cup with that recipe. You can't really you have to have a good power play regardless. But the whole thing about us right now is I'll be concerned if in the next couple of weeks we're below 500. You know what I mean? In our last 10 or some shit like that. But I don't know. I don't think no one should be panicking right now.
There's a stat that I heard. It's last time we won the Cup, 2011, we had the same stretch of games. We lost 5 out of 6 or something. I mean, it doesn't mean much, but it's it happened to us 2011, but we obviously weren't a wagon like we are now.
Yeah, we weren't nearly as good.
It's are we kind of burning out? What I just don't get is why don't they sit the older guys like Bergeron, Krejci, and whoever during the wings back to back? Why are we playing these guys? We got a deep playoff run coming. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, we looked like shit against so when we beat the Red Wings 3-2, that was an awful 3-2 win. We were getting outworked.
Yeah, we were down 2-0.
And then or whatever, and then we just whatever. We have a shit a really good fucking offense, obviously. So we came back, and then that next game against the Red Wings, we looked even worse. Lost that one.
Looked worse the second game.
Yeah, the second game we looked way worse, and then the Blackhawks dude was just what the fuck. Like you said, Coco. The defense wasn't good. Allmark got shelled. I mean, the offense wasn't terrible, but they weren't scoring like they usually score. What do you say?
I think that's the most goals he's let up all year. 6.
100% by far.
Oh, easily, yeah.
By far, dude. And tonight we're playing the Jets, so we'll see how that fucking goes.
I don't really feel that great about the Jets, playing at the Jets.
Yeah, the Jets are a good team, man.
They've been playing really well. They lost a tough one to Carolina the other night. But yeah, it's a tough road trip. They're making it tough, I think, more than it is tough.
Yeah, we could have easily lost to the Red Wings on the first time. So we could have been talking about a way different fucking. We could have looked at 0-4. You know what I mean? That was close.
Yeah. So I mean, if the season ended today, we'd face either the Pens or the Islanders. I mean, do you think we could get by the Pens or Islanders playing like we are right now?
I don't know, because the Pens are looking pretty good.
Both of them actually have been playing well.
Yeah.
Pens are 7-2-1 in their last 10. Islanders 6-3-1 in their last 10. So both those teams are playing pretty good right now. And I think if we get Pitt or who the hell was I just talking about?
Islanders.
Or Islanders, that's a tough matchup either way. Because Islanders, we're going to have to get by a tough goalie in Sorokin. I know they can't score much, but, if our offense doesn't show up and they just get opportune goals, we could be in trouble. And, Pitt all of a sudden is just back from the dead.
I think Pitt would be, like you said, the goaltending situation. That's where I look, and I don't want the Islanders if Sorokin's going to be on fire, because he was the same goalie that playoffs when we lost. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And
he
they
came in and was lights out.
it's kind of the same team, but they added like more goal scoring with Horvat. And I mean, the Pens are leaky though. You can get past. I think the Pens aren't as tough on the puck.
They have no goaltending. Tristan Jarry's like all done.
Yeah, and plus DeSmith's not looking that great either. I've seen Jarry can't stay in the net. Like he's kind of like a Tuukka Rask. He gets hurt.
He has like he has like a chronic hip injury or something like that. And I guess like ever since he came back from that injury, he's like well under not 900 save percentage. He's letting up almost 3 goals a game or something like that. Like he's just isn't who he was.
Yeah, I think I'd way rather the Pens if we got to choose.
They're old.
I think I would take the Pens just because like defensively they're not as sound. Like yeah, their offense is definitely better than the Islanders, but I think we'd be able to get some goals, by Pitt and like whoever Jarry, he's kind of been banged up this year. The Smith ain't great. I think we kind of shut down some of their top guys, but Islanders sneaky is a matchup I don't want to see.
They'll just beat us up.
Well, I mean, we beat them up in the regular season, but like playoffs don't matter, and especially with Roken. Roken has our number in the fucking playoffs, so I agree with that.
Yeah. So I don't know. The Bruins they got to show me something. They barely have a pulse right now, and they're just playing too complacent. It's like kind of like blowing our load too early. Like we're already like just like content with what we clinching a playoff spot and having the number one record in the league. But like none of that means shit come playoff time. Like slate is wiped clean in the playoffs. Everyone's 0-0.
Yep.
It's best of 7.
Bruins are lucky. They're kind of like the whole Eastern Conference are beating up on each other, though. There's no one that's like really like making a push.
Yeah, maybe Jim Montgomery
Carolina hasn't looked great lately.
No, they just. I see what we're gonna talk about it, but Snetchikov.
Yeah, Snetchikov all done. But
that's huge. He's like their best player, I think, other than Aho.
Yeah, I think he's the leading scorer. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, one more thing I wanted to bring up before we move on from the Bruins is, did you guys see the Jacob Lauko tweet?
No, I saw that. I don't know. I didn't see that.
So, he's been, like, called up and down, like, the past, like, couple of games because we've had, like, injuries or, like, we're resting some guys. So, like, Lauko's been, like, brought up from Provi, brought back down. And I guess he's pissed about it. So he posted a GIF of, like, a ping pong table back and forth. But the ball's his head.
Oh, that's kind of comedy.
Yeah, it was funny, but I'm like, dude, who the hell are you to be like pissed off about getting called up and sent back down? Like you're some scrub.
Dude. Who do you think
you deserve a spot in the lineup? Like,
there's definitely somebody that plays on the Bruins that like gets more playing time than him that he doesn't like or something. If he's that mad about it, he's probably like, I'm better than that guy. Whoever it is.
Yeah, I'm kind of like, screw him, dude. Like, I would just like release him like the next day.
He is like one of the lone, like, there's like only like 3 prospects that Don Sweeney has drafted. And like Laco is like one of them that's actually good. And then they go and trade for a bunch of pieces. He's probably mad that they traded for a bunch of guys.
Yeah, like Hathaway.
Yeah, and now he can't. Now he's not going to play.
Yeah, us getting Hathaway was pretty much just like, all right, Lalko, take a seat, bud.
He's good though.
I know, but it's just that's pretty much what it is.
Yeah, he's not bad, but like he's too young and too unestablished to be like posting tweets like that.
Yeah, and he seems immature too. Fucking posting that. It's like, bro, you're a pro athlete. Like shit happens, dude. Like you gotta work your dick off, dude. You gotta earn that spot.
Yeah, he's scoring goals, but like you got Matt Grzelcyk with like a plus 36 on this team. It's like, bro, if you're on like the Columbus Blue Jackets, you'd probably be getting crapped on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not getting bailed out by McAvoy.
I could see if like Lauko came up and was like ripping it up, and then like we just sent him back down, like he'd be like, oh, what the fuck? But like. Yeah, I mean, I haven't really noticed him when he's been out there. Like, he's just like a 4th-line plug. Like, he's just out there. I mean, I know he's got some potential, but I don't know. It's just
you could throw one of us. You could throw one of us on the 3rd line. We'd probably be a plus 10 and have a couple of Genos.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I would 100% have a concussion.
He tweeted like yesterday or whatever. He was like, no gift today, and then with like a crying emoji. I'm like, dude, like,
is he like a clown on Twitter? Is he always like tweeting something stupid?
I don't know. I've never seen it until the other day.
That's pretty funny.
I'm like Lauko. I'm like,
he's got a personality.
I guess so. But a couple quick hitters before we move on. Carolina Hurricanes Andrei Svechnikov is to undergo season-ending ACL surgery. That's a big hit for the Canes. Connor McDavid has continued his dominant run as he now holds the highest single-season point total among active players. I think, what's he got, like 130 this year?
It's 129. I saw it yesterday, and
yeah.
Kucherov had 128.
Yeah.
And that's a whole season. He's going to smoke this.
And Anaheim Ducks' John Gibson became the Ducks' all-time saves leader with a franchise record, 11,837 saves. So any of those you guys want to touch on before we move on?
Yeah, I want to touch on Snetchikov, that's a huge injury because right when that happened, they didn't score a goal for 3 games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which shows, like, they don't really have scoring depth.
Which we all said that the Bruins' biggest threat was the Hurricanes, but if they don't have Snetchikov, I mean, they're still a good team. They're probably better than the Islanders still, I think. But if we end up getting lined up with them later in the round, like whatever conference finals or something, yeah, that'll be interesting to see.
Well, the thing is, Carolina won last night, and they won like 5-3 or 6-3 or something like that. So
they're figuring it out.
I figured who they played. It was a good team.
They were due to break out of that slump.
Was it the Peg?
Yeah, it might have been winning. I figured who it was.
That was the other night.
They won 5-3.
And John Gibson, you got the all-time saves leader. Should have done that before the trade deadline and then asked for a trade. John Gibby, got to get out of Anaheim.
Dude, 11,000 saves is a shit ton.
I feel bad for John Gibson, honestly, because he's actually a solid goaltender. He was Team USA's goalie in the World Juniors like years ago when we were in high school, and I think when they won gold, he was sick. And he's just been on a shit Ducks team his entire career.
Rotting away.
So like his stats kind of stink if you look at it, but when you're getting peppered with 40, 50 shots a night, I mean, you can only save so many. I mean, that's kind of probably inflated his saves and kind of why he's set the all-time record for the Ducks. But yeah, I just feel bad for Gibson because he's a lot better, deserves better. And I didn't fact check this, but he had to have broken John Sebastian Jaguar's record. He
he was dirty.
He was
nasty.
I remember him,
he was my favorite goalie all time.
Dude, he was so nasty that the Ducks lost the Stanley Cup and he still got MVP. He still got Conn Smythe.
Yeah,
that's so nuts, dude.
That was against the Devils.
Yeah, like that was that was the same exact series when what's his face got absolutely smoked.
Korea.
Yeah, Paul
Scott
Curry
Stevens. Just put him in a casket.
Lit him up.
That was a wild series.
That was probably one of the best Stanley Cup finals in recent memory. I know we weren't that old, but the Ducks were. I loved the Ducks growing up just because they had the best jerseys in the game, and I loved John Sebastian Jaguar, Paul Kariya. I loved everything about
Chris Pronger.
They were fun to watch. Yeah, the Niedermeyer brothers.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. Scott Niedermeyer is fucking nasty.
Yeah, he won Mad Cups.
Was he the captain?
Yeah.
He was the captain when they won, right?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, they were sweet. But, all right, why don't we move on here to our final segment of the night, our weekly NHL Gambling Corner. Before we get into our weekly NHL Gambling Corner, we want to remind you that online sports betting is now live in Massachusetts. You can sign up with multiple sports books, including FanDuel, DraftKings, BetMGM, Barstool, and Caesars Sportsbook, and you can place your bets on the go on their mobile apps as long as you're 21 or older. And as always, please gamble responsibly. All right, to recap last week's records, I led the pack for what seems like the first time in months. I was 4-2, thankfully, needed it. Bob was on the winning side too at 3-2, and Snipsky held even at 3-3. So to update you on our Evander Kane Gambler of the Year standings, I remain at first, 55, 45, and 1 at 55%. Snipsky in second, 47, 50, and 1 at 48%. And Bob, 45, 50, and 1 at 47%. So it looks like Snipsky's got a clean 2 games on Bob as we're heading down the stretch here for the regular season. Bob,
not worried.
Any thoughts?
Not worried.
Still not worried?
Not worried.
No thoughts.
Sounds like you're worried. Sounds like you're worried.
Bob's just cool as a cucumber.
Yeah, I'm just fucking going. I'm just going off the ice, snapping tape to tape passes, not even thinking about it.
Yo, I
all you
hope
can
that
do.
under
Keep
500 guy doesn't pick us.
Yeah, and watch. It's going to actually
man.
hit. Fucking rats.
All right, let's start off with our first game of the week. That will be on Friday, March 17th. We got the Carolina Hurricanes at the Toronto Maple Leafs. This one will be on NHL Network. Bob, you're in last place. Why don't you start us off?
Oh, yeah, thanks, dude.
Cuts deep.
All right, I'm going to go with
Just had to
the over
remind
here.
him.
I'm going to go with the over.
Oh, a lot of goals
Over.
there.
So it says over 6. That's not even bad.
Yeah, I mean, if Murray's in net.
It's Samsonov and Anderson.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oof. I'm going Leafs here. I like how Samsonov's been playing. He's been their best goalie all year, and the Leafs have lost some close, heartbreaking games, and they're at home, which they're unreal at home. I mean, so aren't the Canes. The Canes are like 26-6 away, but they're missing Snetchikov and his goal scoring.
This is a tough game. Did the Leafs lose the other night?
Yeah, they lost in a shootout.
They lost
And a
2-1 to
shooting
the
to the
Avs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, damn. Leafs have been really good at home, and that's a rare home loss for them. I don't see them losing back-to-back on home ice. I really want to take Carolina here, but I'm worried about Carolina with no Svechnikov. I think they're going to be hurting. I know that, yeah, they were scoreless for like 3 straight games, and then they kind of had a 5 spot the other night, but Toronto's a different team than Winnipeg. Toronto's actually pretty sound defensively, believe it or not. They haven't been in the past, and goaltending hasn't been bad for them. So I hate siding with the Leafs, but I'm going to give them a chance here to earn my trust. If they don't, I'm done with this team.
Yeah, if
But
Murray
I'll go
was in
Leafs.
net, I would stay away.
Yeah, dude, every time I pick the Leafs, they just absolutely screw me. So that's why I just went over. Because I'm not even like sure about the Canes. But
Yeah, there's too much unknown with the Canes, just where they can get depth scoring without Svechnikov. Leafs are a solid team, man. I mean, I don't know if they'll get out of the first round, but they're still solid. I think they get it done at home.
Minus
I'll take
125.
For
Leafs.
Leafs. Yeah, I figured it'd be a tight line. All right, let's move on to Saturday, March 18th. We got a double dipper on Saturday, starting with the Colorado Avalanche at the Detroit Red Wings. This one will be on NHL Network. Snipsky, why don't we start with you? Who do you like in this one between the Avs and the Wings?
I'm gonna ride with the Avs. The Avs have looked really good. I mean, it sounds like very like public bet, but the Avs are on this. They've been away the last couple of games, and they've been scoring goals. And actually, they beat Montreal 8-4 their first game of the road trip, and then won a tight one against Toronto. We just talked about. So I think they're going on a kill streak here.
they're on a 7-game win streak right now.
No, they're not. 3-game.
Oh, I didn't see that loss.
Yeah, they lost to Kings.
Damn, this thing absolutely failed me, dude. This thing told me that they won a shit ton of games. Internet, man.
Yeah, I mean the Wings already traded. Like they sold at the deadline. They're looking for they're jockeying in position for some lottery picks.
Yeah, this one's tough. The Wings, even though they sold at the deadline, they've still been a scrappy team. I mean, they could have beat the Bees twice, even though the Bees aren't playing great.
Bees are overlooking.
I think the Avs money line is gonna be pretty steep, so I'm gonna go with the Red Wings plus 1.5 here. I think they keep it tight, maybe a 1 goal loss, and they cover the reverse puck line. So I'm gonna take the Wings plus 1.5. Bob, who you taking?
Yeah, that's respectable.
I think the Avs are just back to like what they were. So I'm just gonna roll with them. Make the smart pick here.
Yeah, I'll fade the public here. I'll go Wings. I think they'll keep it tight.
I mean, 1 goal. Whatever. That's a safe bet. I like that.
And then our other game on Saturday is going to be Pittsburgh Penguins at the New York Rangers.
Oh.
This game will be on ABC on Saturday. It's a good one.
They just played each other last week.
And they're playing each other tonight.
Who?
They just played each other last week, playing each other tonight and Saturday. I don't know why
Really?
they're playing each other like 3 times within a week.
Oh, they are playing each other right now.
Yeah,
Dude, they're
it's
gonna
kinda
beat the
nuts.
shit out of each other.
Yeah, I don't think it started yet. It doesn't say.
Yeah, puck drop probably isn't it. It's probably 7:30 puck drop.
Here's something. So Penguins have won the first 2 meetings 3-2 both times.
Both times.
So talk about a tight game. Since that's a trend, I'm going to take the under.
Under. I hate them. Don't like anything about this team, but I'm going to go with the Rags at home at the Garden. Give me the Rags.
Yeah, I'm going to follow you there, Coco. That's what I was thinking. Rags.
Yeah, Pens have been playing really well. I think they're due for a loss, though, coming up on the road here at MSG. It's going to be a tough one to win for them, so I'll go with the Rags.
It says Jarry's supposed to be in that, too, and he's been struggling.
Yeah, Shesty's been looking better. I know I've bashed him, but hopefully we get a good performance from Shesty. All the boys need it. Bob now and the Rags.
Yeah, 2-6 goals against and the 9-10 save percentage is solid.
Let's move on to Sunday, where we'll have another double dipper to end the week. We'll start with the Washington Capitals at the Minnesota Wild. This one will be on NHL Network. We got Caps Wild. I'll kick us off here. I haven't gone first yet. Caps Wild. Man, this game. I don't know. I think the Caps are kind of out of it. I don't.
Yeah, they are out of it.
They're kind of a long shot. They're a long shot to get in. Minnesota.
They're out without
Minnesota's
Kirill
in.
still, right?
Oh, is he out?
Who?
Kirill was out. I don't know. He might have came back already. Because
No, it's March 29th. He's supposed to be back.
Oh, yeah, he's out.
Oh, yeah, so he's out. Yeah,
Yeah, he's been out for a while, and they've been winning still.
Yeah, they've been playing good even without him.
Yeah, surprisingly.
A lot of goals.
So the Caps got to have some fight. I mean, OV's not going to go down without a fight. So I think this one's going to be tight. The boys are going to be fired up. Washington's going to be fired up. Minnesota, might take them a little lightly. I'll go with the Caps. Here. Snipsky, what do you think?
Yeah, I like the Caps too. I watched them last night. Quick story, I had a parlay last night. I took Colorado and I took Buffalo. Both teams went into a sweaty shootout. And then Caps were up. No, Buffalo was up 3-1 the whole game. I was like, nice. Come back and win the game. So I'm going to go.
Oh, yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, so I like the Caps. They do have some fight in them. I like the way they came back last night. And they have lost some tough ones lately, so no fight in the Caps.
Bob, what about you?
Give me the over.
Over.
Yeah, that's good. Minnesota let up
when
like
in
5
doubt,
goals.
over.
Yeah, both teams let up a lot of goals, and score a lot too.
Yeah, literally, if you're ever in doubt, just take the over.
Yeah, right. No,
just root for goals.
Exactly. Dude, the over is nasty. You just want both teams to do well.
Yeah, you gotta
Go
love it.
team.
So it's always a fun bet. All right, last game of the week, we got the New Jersey Devils at the Tampa Bay Lightning. This game will also be on NHL Network. Bob, what are you thinking here? Devils, Lightning.
I was thinking Lightning, but it says projected Elliott. Jesus Christ.
Oh, God.
Might have to stay away from that.
They need that game, though. Don't you think?
What?
Don't you think they need that game? Don't you think Vazzy goes in there? Like, it's a big game.
Okay, can I do Lightning pending goaltender?
Nasty.
Oh, I'll allow it.
All right, Lightning pending goaltender.
So if Vazzy starts, you're Lightning.
Yeah, and then, but if it's Elliott,
New Jersey.
Yeah, is that allowed?
I feel like that's a weasel move.
All right, fuck it.
It's like my pick. He's gonna have to put up his pick on the graphic pending.
Yeah,
that would look ridiculous.
No, what's your gut, Bob?
I mean, the Lightning just beat the Devils 4-1. That's what it says, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Actually, give me Devils. Then I'll go lose twice in a row.
He's flipping.
Yeah, no. I just looked at all right, no, I think Devils are gonna win that one because they're not gonna lose twice to the same team.
Elliott's gonna start and shut him out.
I swear to God, dude. I mean, that's the way it goes for me, anyways.
Devils are a favorite. I think it's probably because they're at home.
Yeah.
It's in Tampa.
Yeah, it's in Tampa. The next game's in Tampa.
My bad. I'm looking
at the old ones.
Yeah,
I don't know, dude.
Yeah, my bad. I'm looking at the old one. Yeah.
So if Elliott's gonna be in net, I'm going over. Give me the over.
Yeah.
Give me a couple backups in net.
Pending goaltender, dude. That should be a new fucking bet.
You know what? I'll ride with Bob. I'll go Devils.
Devils.
I don't want
So
to
you
see
boys-
Brian Elliott in that like well, let me see Brian Elliott, that cone. Oh, great.
Let's in 7.
Yeah, right. Devils been good at
the
home.
Lightning. The Lightning love throwing Brian Elliott in on those like Sunday matinee games too. So
Yeah.
I'll go over. Devils, Lightning, both teams can score. I'll take the over. All right, those are this week's picks. As always, feel free to tail or fade the boys and place your bets online or in person at the sportsbook as long as you're 21 or older. And if you or someone you know has a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER to reach the gambling hotline, which is available 24/7. All right, Bob, I know you're running a little tight on time. You got a dynasty to go put together. Do you have time for a fun fact of the day, or shall we wrap it up?
No, I'll make it quick.
All right.
It's pretty gross. So
Oh, man.
Nasty.
A human can sweat around 26 gallons in bed every year. That works out at 416 cups over the course of 12 months. Ew. It's one of the many reasons you should change your bed sheets regularly. That's fucking gross.
Jesus. I don't change my sheets like once a month, dude.
Yeah, dude.
That's bad.
Imagine all the people sweating from the March Madness games this weekend.
Yeah, no
Bro,
kidding.
I'm a huge bed sweater. It's gross,
Yeah,
dude.
I
I
know.
wake up and I'm like those times where I wake up at 2 a.m., dude, and I'm like freezing because how bad I'm sweating. It's fucked. Because I don't know. I think I just get night terrors and shit. Don't even know about it. Fucking PTSD, dude. It's probably fucking from deployments.
Dude,
Fucking-
I live on the top floor, so I think like the heat rises, so my room's always hot as shit.
Yeah, your room is always blazing.
Yeah.
Coke, I remember you used to always be like, dude, it's fucking steaming upstairs.
Yeah,
Dude, I took a nap like the other day. It was like for like 2 hours after work. I wake up and I'm like drenched. I'm like talking to Kev on like the PS4. I just wake up. I'm like, yo, dude, I'm sweating. He's like, dude, what's wrong with you?
I'm just watching Cops.
What's wrong? I'm like, dude, I don't know. It's just steaming.
Yeah, that's nasty. That's the thing. I've always had this debate. I don't know how people don't shower in the mornings. They like shower at night. I'm like, all right, you showered at night and then you just sweat all night and now you're
Yeah, I'm a big shower guy in the morning.
I wake up too
Yeah,
early
you
for
have
work to take a shower.
Yeah, the
And I go
only
to bed
times
too
I didn't
early.
shower in the morning was when I worked like manual labor. I'm like, what am I gonna go shower for? I'm
Yeah.
dirty anyway.
Yeah, I'm driving a truck around all day, like fucking hauling linen around. So I like sweat my ass off, kind of.
I remember when the colonel called me out one day. He just goes, so I used to like shower before games all the time, like when I was like a kid. For some reason, like it was just like a ritual of mine or whatever. It was like a head thing. And then I got in the shower and Dad just goes, "The fuck you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm showering." He goes, "Before a game?" He's like, "You literally get a shower, then go and put your smelly equipment on and then shower again." And I was like, "That does like, honestly make sense." Or whatever. It was mad, but it was like a ritual of mine. Like I just did it every for fucking years. And I was like, that is kind of weird. I should probably stop doing that. I didn't even think anything of it. It was funny though. But yeah, it's my fun fact. Everyone
Dad, I gotta
sweats.
get the wet Letty. I gotta get the wet Letty for the game.
Yeah, exactly. It has to be flown out of the fucking lid. What's up with the steez?
Yeah, good fact. Yeah, it's disgusting how much the human body sweats. Don't like thinking about it. So thanks for reminding us about that, Bob.
Human secretion. It's disgusting.
All right, as always, I'd like to thank our producer, Mass Music Radio. They continue to produce music for the masses, and if you haven't already, be sure to go check them out and their other featured podcasts over at www.massmusicradio.com. That's www.massmusicradio.com. All right, boys, good epi, as always. I think that wraps it up for us tonight. We hope you enjoyed another episode of The High Slot. Thank you for tuning in, and be sure to go check us out and swing us a follow on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, all at High Slot Podcast for more daily hockey content. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you next time.
Thanks, everyone. See ya.
Peace.
Later.